Here is a booster pump unit that we built for Nathan Breary. It's going to Michigan. This is a C13 CAT engine that he bought. It's pre-emissions. Comes from Old Forge Power Equipment. They have a bunch of these. I think they're around $26,000 for the engine. And then since it's a used engine and it sat out in the sun, we changed the wiring harness, changed some of the other hoses. So you have around 30,000 into an engine like this. It's only got 2,200 hours on it. Runs very well. So when I picked the engine up, it had a California emissions tag hanging on. I said, how does this work? No EGR, and it says California. Oh, he said they couldn't use it there anymore. That's why he got them, because they were too obsolete. Not good for the environment in California. So if you can find a pre-emissions engine, we'd be happy to put it on a pump unit for you. This pump is a 6819 MPC, which means it's a white iron, and he is pumping sand-laden manure. And it's also, this one's set up with a bypass plumbing for putting it in line as a booster pump. You can also use it as a lead pump. It has the Krohne flow meter, and we also have manual switches here for the gate valves. There's also work lights. It's not dark, so you can't see them. So these will run all 4 valves. And then this one also has mobile start, so it's a remote control. I can pull it up on my phone, remote start it, stop it, open and close the valves. So you can see it pulls up the error code. So this is a throttle error code. Apparently they had a second throttle pedal or something control somewhere. Doesn't affect the function of the engine at all. So we didn't get it cleared yet. This will show you inlet and outlet pressure. You press the start, it asks if you want to confirm, and it'll beep for, I think it's 15 seconds. That way, if you're standing next to it with your fingers in the fan belt, you have a little bit of time to get them out. So this gives you your 4 different gates, and those can actually be relabeled. So you just have to go into the settings up here and change the labels, and we can change those labels. It has an auto function that is based off of the inlet and outlet pressures, your presets, and it'll hold it there. And then there's an idle all, so if you have multiple pumps in line. So I just have this one pulled up. I'm gonna pull his second pump up. And to do that, I go to line and then add pump. And so now I have 2 pumps in. You can see this is CAT number 1, John Deere number 3. That one's offline right now. And you can go to control. There you see that's functions for that one. Go back to line, do the control for the CAT. And if you swipe down or up, it'll flip between pumps. So there's a few things that show up with the remote control. One is there is a map. So whenever this is turned on, it will show you where it is. Now, if the key's turned off, then it kills it. On the control, there's what's called a line. What that means is however many pumps you have in your hose, that you're pumping that day, you set up as a line. And so if you have pump 1, pump 2, pump 3, you want to be able to control all 3. And that's why it has an idle all. That'll drop all the pumps to an idle. So that's very nice if you're doing several miles and you need to control your pumps. You want remote controls. You don't want to have a guy at every pump being bored and not paying attention to what's happening. Control it from your phone or your tablet. Another nice feature about this control is you do have a key start. You can also start it from the touch screen. Personally, maybe I'm just old school, but I like the key because wintertime when it's cold, you're not relying on this thing to decide when it's firing or not. It also does have a manual throttle here as well. And that can be, you can use that anytime, even if you're also remotely controlling it. So this shows you your engine functions, percent load, fuel, all that good stuff. Don't look too close. Inlet and outlet is showing 3 PSI. And it's also showing 4 gallons a minute. We need to see if we can get those to 0 out yet. This will give you your pump functions, whether you have auto rate or cruise mode or manual. This is showing error codes. We pumped We want to try out the engine, make sure it works. We pumped 131,000 gallons, and if you press and hold this, it zeroes it. So now that's a job gallons that is 0. Here's your knife valves. There is the option of putting sensors on the valves to tell open or closed. However, I sort of have a love-hate relationship with those because it's a lot more wires and sensors that you have to maintain. It will just go based off your last function. And then across the top here, that is what they call queue time. That's the amount of seconds it'll run while it's in with the remote, the Mobile Star. Here's the flow meter head. That'll also count your total gallons. And then the manual switches. All right, so manure comes in here. This is the inlet. It comes through the flow meter. Here we have the first knife valve. This would be basically shut off your inlet flow. Come into a T. There's your clean out cap. This would be the valve for the bypass. We have that open right now, but normally that would be shut while you're pumping. What the bypass plumbing is for is when you're all done, you want to blow out. You start blowing back at the pit. And you don't want the pig to go into the pump. You want it to bypass the pump. So you shut the outlet valve and you can blow the pig past. One thing you can do is if you're blowing out, and let's just say you got heavy sand manure, and you got 2 miles of hose out, rather than making the air compressor push the whole 2 miles, keep track of your gallons with this flow meter. Know how many feet of hose you have laid out, how many gallons are in it. Let this pump run just enough that it's taking the manure, pushing the manure from here out. Then your air compressor only has to push 1 mile. Once you know the ball's getting close, shut your valve, open the bypass, let it keep going. You won't have as much trouble with sand settling out in your hose, and you'll blow out faster. If you run the pig through the pump, you get to buy a new pig. I mean, it won't hurt the pump, it'll just chew up your pig. Then here we have the pig launcher. So if you want to blow from here out, you do that right here. So why an electric hydraulic pump? Why not one right off the engine? One of the big reasons is if you want to run let's say you're done pumping, you blow out, or you're ready to blow out. You don't have to start the engine to move your valves. You can open and shut valves just with a 12-volt pump. Also, if it's winter time and your engine's cold, you don't have to start it. So it's very nice for that. The second reason is it's easier and less money to put a 12-volt pump on than to try and put a hydraulic pump on the engine. And then you need the reservoir, you need everything to go with it. You need to make sure you're keeping your oil cool because your pump's running. This is a lot simpler and really it's more user-friendly. Hydraulic pumps are very economical. We have counterbalance valves in so that the cylinders don't float over time and slowly open or slowly close. So this pump is going to Nathan Brearley in Michigan. The price on this pump with the engine and everything, complete unit like this, is going to be close to $95,000. If you want to go with a brand new Tier 4 engine, it's probably going to be another $30,000. So if you're looking for an economical pump, I am Eric Hoover. We build manure dragline equipment, pump units like this, injectors, hose reels, hose movers. We have hose available as well. If you need anything you need for a dragline, we would have it. If it's manure pumping, that's what we do.